Hey, what is going on, everybody? It's Weather with Jonathan here, back again with another weather forecast. And in this video, we will be talking about a potential major severe weather outbreak. So let's jump straight into the forecast. So jumping straight into the forecast here, this is 5 a.m. April 1st here. We've got a potential, now maybe a tornado outbreak on our hands. I do not think this will be a tornado outbreak. It is possible because, yes, a few strong tornadoes are possible. The Storm Prediction Center has said it. And this could be a pretty bad storm here. So 5 a.m. April 1st here, you can see we got our low pressure center. This is about 3 hours ago at the time I am recording this. We got a low pressure center sitting over southwestern Kansas with a 1,000 millibar low pressure center. Then we got a warm front here. And it's going a little off the map here because I'm trying to put our main area into focus here. Then we got our cold front here stretching down into Arizona and New Mexico here. So the majority of our storms here are going to be popping up around the Ozarks here in western Arkansas, eastern, and maybe even central Oklahoma now, because this has started to shift western and more eastward as we have gotten later into the forecast here. And then this will also include parts of southwestern Missouri, eastern Kansas. Sorry about my throat today. I just have a lot of stuff in it. Northeastern Texas, maybe even some parts of south or southern Illinois, maybe even a little bit of northwestern Tennessee and western and northern Kentucky, southern Indiana, and all the way down to the extreme southwestern Ohio. So you can see here on our model here, storms will start popping up around maybe between about lunch and about the evening here, hours wise. This is 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. here. You can see the storms start popping up around 5 p.m., but I think they'll start popping up a little before that. But what's bad about this storm here is that it's a nighttime threat. And that means if we do actually get a tornado in one of these storms here, it's going to be kind of hard to see. So we got to get these warnings out here if we do actually get a tornado here. And you can see we have the stronger storms popping off in western Missouri and southeastern Kansas. And then also in central Oklahoma and ranging up into northeastern Oklahoma here around 5 p.m. And you can see these storms really intensify over the nighttime hours here. And actually, we could get some stronger storms actually up in northern Missouri, northwestern Indiana, northern Illinois, maybe even a little north central Illinois and southeastern Iowa. But then we have got multiple supercells and storms extending all the way down through Texas, down past San Antonio. And these storms around midnight here, April 1st here, these could be pretty bad here. I think this is where they'll start dying down here. But a little before that, this is where we have our biggest chance at tornadoes, I believe, here. This could be pretty bad here. You can see we've got strong storms going on, and I will show you the HRRR to show you what is forecasted to happen and what it may look like. And it will look a little better, and you will actually be able to see realistically what is going on. And these storms could be pretty bad. They have a lot of energy and environment to work with here, especially our Cape. It has risen from about 1,000 joules per kilogram all the way up to 3,000 joules per kilogram. So this could be pretty bad here. These storms have a lot of energy to mature, and they have a lot of dew points to convect and easily become a big storm here. So we'll be have to watching this. I may do a live stream. I don't think I can, but I may. Actually, I can't. So I would try, but I can't. So yeah. So now we're gonna be jumping straight into the outlooks. So let's jump straight into the day one outlook, April 1st, and this is Monday today, where we have our enhanced risk. And just before you guys ask or think this, there's a 0% chance this becomes a high risk. There is maybe a 5% chance this becomes a moderate risk. I don't think this will become a moderate risk. I think it'll most likely stay an enhanced risk. But this is a very large enhanced risk, ranging from southwestern Ohio to north central Missouri, and then down through northeastern Texas. Fort Worth and Dallas are included in this. Oklahoma City and Tulsa are included in this. Joplin, Missouri, Jefferson City, Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City. You're in the slight risk, but you're pretty close to the inside the enhanced risk here. Maybe the southern part of Springfield, Illinois, will be included in this. I think Springfield is about around here, or here. So, sorry about that. So Springfield, you're most likely just on the border of a slight risk or in a slight risk and very close to the enhanced risk. Then southern Indiana, Frankfort, Kentucky, and maybe even Cincinnati, Ohio is included in this. I can't tell. It's right on the border. If not, in Columbus, Ohio, you're in the marginal risk. Richmond, Virginia, you're in the marginal risk. And then anywhere in northwestern Texas, you're in a marginal risk here. So this could be a pretty bad day. And let's jump straight into the threats because I gotta tell you, they're not looking the best. So now looking at our Outlook 4 panel here for day 1, Monday, April 1st, today, you can see here, the enhanced risk is very large, like I said, and the slight risk. And this is going to include much of the country here. And even the tornado risk is also pretty large here. We got a 2% including San Antonio, Dallas, and Fort Worth. Then we got a 5% risk including Oklahoma City, Indianapolis, and Cincinnati, Ohio, and Frankfort, Kentucky here. And then we got a 10% hatch risk for potential strong tornadoes here in St. Louis, Missouri, Jefferson City, Joplin, Missouri, and Tulsa, Oklahoma. So this is going to be pretty concerning here. We will definitely have a few tornadoes. Maybe one or two could be strong. And this is just not me who is saying this. This is also the Storm Prediction Center who is saying this. I can't disagree with them. I do think it is definitely possible. But I don't think it is likely for a strong tornado here. Then you can see our day 1 wind outlook here. We have a 30% risk of wind in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Jefferson City, Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, Joplin, Missouri, and even Frankfort, Kentucky, and almost in Cincinnati, Ohio. So this is also a big wind risk. 15% wind risk also for Cincinnati, Ohio, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and Fort Worth and Dallas and Texas here. So then our hail outlook, man, this is much bigger here. Hail is also going to be one of our main threats here. Wind is going to be not our primary threat. Tornadoes and hail will probably be our main threats here and primary threats here. So we got a 30% hatch risk for hail for St. Louis, Missouri, Joplin, Missouri, Jefferson City, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, Fort Worth, and Dallas, and Texas. And then we got a hatched risk here for almost up to Springfield, Illinois, Kansas City, Missouri, and down to about San Antonio, Texas. So this will be a large hail risk, and we also do have a 15% risk for Indianapolis, Indiana, Frankfort, Kentucky, and Cincinnati, Ohio. So this will be a pretty big storm, but we still have one more day to cover. So looking at our day 2 outlook for Tuesday, April 2nd here, this is a pretty big outlook. It's not quite as big, but it's still big, and what I mean by big is kind of important here because it's going to be kind of the same risks here. And you can see we have a large slight risk here extending from about Columbus, Ohio, all the way down to about Montgomery, Alabama, and Jackson, Mississippi here. Montgomery, Alabama will be included in the so will Nashville, Tennessee, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, same. Almost Atlanta, you are on the border of the slight risk here. Chattanooga, Tennessee, Frankfort, Kentucky, Cincinnati, Ohio, Now, this enhanced risk is going to be a little bit different here. So let's jump straight into the threats. Now, looking at our threats here for day 2 outlook 4 panel here. Our tornado outlook is about the same. We don't have a 10% hatch risk, but we do have a 10% risk. So we will likely get some tornadoes here in this event. Most of them, none of them actually are forecasted to be strong, but they could be EF1, EF2, maybe even EF3. That is considered strong, but I don't think there's going to be any really strong tornadoes in here. I think it's just going to be multiple tornadoes popping up here and there across Kentucky and Tennessee, especially around Nashville. So I do not think any strong tornadoes will happen this day. It is very unlikely. I wouldn't be scared about this. And like Ryan Hall always says, don't be scared, be prepared. So this day, honestly, in my opinion, will not be as bad, but it will be pretty bad in terms of severe weather. So once again, be prepared for a tornado if you live in that area. I'm not saying one is coming, just be prepared because it's always better to be prepared. And I don't think any strong tornadoes will happen. Once again, I just want to repeat this. I do not think any strong tornadoes will happen. So now looking at our wind risk here, we've got a 30% wind risk actually for Nashville, Tennessee, Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Frankfort, Kentucky, almost Cincinnati, Ohio. You are on the border. And then in a 15% risk here, we got Montgomery, Alabama. And we've got Cincinnati, Ohio, and then we've got Mayfield, Kentucky, and almost Memphis, Tennessee is in this. Then our hail outlook, this is our hail outlook right here. This is our wind outlook. This is our tornado outlook. I will put a little text box on each one of these in the video. So here you can see our hail outlook. We got a 15% risk for that entire area. Frankfort, Kentucky, Mayfield, Kentucky, let's see, Cincinnati, Ohio, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee too. Maybe even Memphis could get in some action here. And this will also include places like Montgomery, Alabama. So let's jump straight into the dynamics because this is our last part of the video and the most important. So this part right now isn't necessarily the main dynamics part, but this is to really show you what is mainly going to be going on in this event because this video would not be complete without the ARRR here. And you can see here, this is 5 hours out here. You can see we have a few showers and storms going on to the northwest of St. Louis and in southeastern Iowa and western Illinois here. These are not going to be our main supercells here. But you can see here, traveling into the future here, we have storms firing off in northern Oklahoma here. And these will fire off around lunchtime here, around 12 to 1, maybe even 2 o'clock. And you can see these storms have a lot of updrafts associated with them, and that means they could cause tornadoes here. Now that is definitely possible. They could cause tornadoes, and like I said, don't be scared for this. Be prepared. Remember, you guys will stay safe during this event. I'm praying for you guys, and what I mean by praying for you guys is just praying that nothing terrible happens. I don't think anything terrible will happen. I do think maybe a few tornadoes here will actually touch down and maybe even hit a town or two. I do think it's possible, especially because of the Storm Prediction Center saying that it is possible for strong tornadoes here. I don't think it is likely, but I do think it is definitely possible here. I think there's a 60% chance of maybe one strong tornado, actually more of a 40% chance. So as we head into the future here, you can see we got more supercells popping off here. And this is around 4 p.m. in the evening here. You can see we've got supercells also popping off in eastern and central and even southern Illinois here, more towards the eastern border here. And then we've also got strong supercells going on in north central Missouri, and those supercells that had started in north central Oklahoma now moving into southeastern Kansas with a potential tornado or two embedded in them. So then you can see here, this is around, let's see here, about 6 p.m. here. You can see we have a few discrete storms in Illinois, a few discrete supercells going on in south central Illinois. Then we have mostly a big blob of rain and some storms on the southern part in western Missouri here, and a few large clustered up supercells in northeastern Missouri here. But then here comes our main threat here, our big time supercells in central Oklahoma here. These are probably the ones that will cause the tornadoes and the hail here, especially hail. And you can see these are maturing, and this is around 8 p.m. here. You can see we have multiple supercells in central Illinois that could be causing tornadoes here, and southwestern Indiana. And then a bunch of just storms here, a bunch of clustered up supercells in central Missouri here. These still are capable of producing a tornado or two. I don't think those will produce any strong tornadoes here. Then we've got a line of clustered up supercells and a few maybe discrete supercells on the backside or on the southern side here, and they are capable of producing tornadoes. And then as we carry on through the night here, you can see this just becomes pretty much a big line of storms to carry through Missouri, Illinois. And on the backside of this, we may have another supercell or two just end up crossing over northwestern Arkansas around midnight and into the early morning hours of Tuesday, April 2nd here. So I can't really do much of the HRRR for Tuesday, April 2nd, but I will try. Found an area for Tuesday, April 2nd here that we can see. So now you can see here, this is the Mid-Atlantic region and the southeastern Midwest here. You can see we still have that big blob of storms and heavy rain moving into southwestern Ohio, southeastern Indiana, and north central Kentucky, where the storms will be worst here. But as you can see, it just carries on. And a few supercells will start to pop up on the backside here. But mostly what I'm worried about is as these storms move into New York, the leftover storms, the big cluster of supercells moves into New York, the Long Island region, New York City, that area, New England. This storm is going to be connecting here and kind of forming almost an arc here, and that's going to be from the warm air pushing up and also the winds, and that will cause another severe weather event. You can see here there are multiple supercells starting to pop up in eastern Illinois and western Indiana. So now you can see here, this is a big event here. You can see we have multiple clusters of supercells and almost a long just line of clustered supercells in central Tennessee, northwestern Alabama, and Mississippi towards about almost the morning hours here. And this may be even around lunchtime here. I can't tell the exact time from this, but you can see here we have our cold front here, and you can see we have multiple supercells popping off along the line here. They actually have a decent amount of space between them. Then they have curved hodographs. And honestly, I think our biggest tornado producers will be definitely around here, where the Storm Protection Center put out their 10% tornado risk. But actually, according to the HRRR here, on this, actually, we may have a few discrete supercells that could be causing tornadoes all the way up into about from Dayton, Ohio, all the way up to about Toledo, Ohio. This was definitely not on the forecast here, but it definitely is possible here. So these storms will keep carrying into northeastern Ohio and eastern Ohio. Then you can see this line of storms down there in central Tennessee and Kentucky are getting stronger, and then they will start to fizzle out around the evening and nighttime hours. And then this will just become a bunch of rain and maybe even a few leftover storms here, and that's why we do have a marginal risk, two separate marginal risks for Wednesday, but I am not really worried about that at all. So now let's jump into the rest of the dynamics. So taking a look at our dew points here, this is right now, a little bit in the future here, but mostly around this time here. And you can see here our low pressure center right where it said it would be, centered over southwestern Kansas, around the Greenburg, Kansas area. and you can see our warm front here. Then you can see our cold front there. And this is a pretty defined system here. And it is going to be pulling up lots of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico here. And that is why we are going to have all these storms popping off. So you can see here, this is around 11 a.m. here. Dew points are around 65 for southeastern Kansas. The entire state of Oklahoma, specifically central and eastern Oklahoma, though. And the entire state of Arkansas, entire state of Texas, actually upper 60s in northeastern Texas. These will be a little higher in northeastern Texas here than much of the rest of the area here. Sorry about that. And then dew points will be around 65 in western Tennessee, western Kentucky, southwestern Ohio, southern Indiana, and southern Illinois. So they will be about 65 for much of this area for the majority of the event here. And as we carry into the overnight hours and the morning hours of April 2nd here, these dew points will continue to stay about the same, being about 65 degrees for Ohio, southern Ohio specifically, southern Indiana, pretty much the entire state of Kentucky. Sorry about that. And the entire state of Tennessee, and the entire state of Mississippi and Alabama and Georgia. The dew points will pretty much be around 65 most of the time here, and maybe even in southwestern Ohio and southern Indiana, the dew points will be a little less plentiful, and they may be around the lower 60s, maybe even around 60. But now let's just show you. So now jumping straight into our CAPE, this is how much energy is in the atmosphere here. Currently, we have about 1,000 here in central Oklahoma and southern Kansas here. This is currently, but they will start to go up in values here around 5 a.m. April 1st here. And now you can see 11 a.m. right now. We have CAPE values almost around 2,000 in St. Louis, Missouri. So anywhere from southern Indiana to eastern Kansas, and then down through about San Antonio, Texas, you will be expecting CAPE values around lunchtime to be around 10,000 to 2,000, which is enough for multiple supercells to pop off here. And then dew points, CAPE, I keep getting this confused, will be around 2,600 joules per kilogram, which is a lot for storms to fire off in central Texas and southern Oklahoma. So this will cause a lot of storms to start up and mature. And if these storms have enough space and enough sun, these storms will mature, and they could cause a strong tornado or two in Oklahoma, Missouri, or Arkansas. So thank you guys for coming and watching this video. I know it wasn't my best video yet, but thank you for all the support lately and all the subscribers lately. And please don't forget to share this video with family and friends, and subscribe and like this video. And when you subscribe, don't forget to hit the little bell so you get notified when I upload. And thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.